What if you were told that your soul has lived hundreds of lives, and the reason you keep coming back is more profound than karma alone? In a startling spiritual revelation, Maria Paul shares a channeled message from 350,000 angelic beings. Their divine transmission holds the secrets of why many souls are trapped in the reincarnation loop and how to finally awaken. This isn't just about spiritual theory. This is your soul's manual for freedom. If you've ever felt the pull of something greater, something cosmic and eternal, then listen closely. Because what you're about to hear is the truth you've always known, but forgotten. Why 350,000 angels are speaking now? There comes a moment in every soul's journey where the veil begins to lift and truth comes flooding in. The message delivered by 350,000 angels is not a random occurrence. It is a collective decision from realms beyond our sight. These beings, existing across densities and light frequencies, have sent a synchronized transmission to awaken humanity at a critical tipping point in Earth's timeline. Their voice is not loud, but it is unmistakably felt by those who are attuned to higher vibrations. The Earth has entered a corridor of energy where choices made now will ripple across countless timelines. The angels in union with universal law have come forward to provide clarity and guidance, not to control, but to remind. They speak as guardians of soul evolution, ready to realign Earth's frequency with its divine origin. For thousands of years, they have observed, waited, and now they whisper to us, "You are ready to remember." This message reaches you not through force, but through frequency. It may appear in a dream, a sudden emotion, or a quiet moment of recognition. The divine never imposes, it invites. The collective angelic presence is forming a resonance field strong enough to shake souls free from illusion. Their role is not to rescue, but to reveal what has always been within you. Their timing is precise because the soul light of humanity is nearing a collective ignition. The moment of mass awakening is no longer a concept. It is active. The angels do not bring prophecy. They bring pattern recognition. They illuminate what is already unfolding so that you may navigate it consciously and rise, not by effort, but by remembrance. The epicenter of a multiversal experiment in consciousness. Long before humanity could record history, Earth was chosen as a unique convergence point, a living laboratory where consciousness from across galaxies and realms would incarnate to explore duality, density, and divine choice. Earth is not just a planet. It is a multiversal school, one of the few places where beings can experience the full range of separation and still find their way back to unity. This complexity is why Earth draws so much cosmic attention. It is the only place where free will is tested at such an intense vibrational level. The diversity of souls on Earth isn't by accident. Here, Pleiadian wisdom, Arcturian healing, Syrian vision, and countless other star-seeded lineages weave through human DNA. Each soul carries fragments of knowledge and experience from realms far beyond this physical dimension. Earth then becomes a cosmic quilt, a field where these fragments are brought together to create a unified tapestry of awakening. The soul doesn't just learn here, it integrates across timelines and dimensions. This planet's density challenges even the most evolved souls. The gravity here is not just physical, it's emotional, energetic, karmic. And yet, that's exactly why Earth was designed this way. Souls choose to incarnate here not to be punished, but to evolve through contrast. By facing limitation, one discovers infinite potential. By falling into forgetfulness, one understands the priceless nature of remembrance. This is the divine paradox of the Earth experience. Now, with the angelic transmission circulating through awakened hearts, Earth's role is shifting again. It is no longer just a place of learning. It is becoming a broadcasting tower for divine consciousness. As more souls awaken, the planet itself transforms into a beacon of harmonic frequency. Earth's experiment is reaching its apex, not to conclude, but to ascend to a new octave in the galactic song of life. Soul amnesia. Before birth, each soul carries a full awareness of its origin, its purpose, and its journey across lifetimes. But upon incarnating into the earth plane, a veil is drawn, a sacred forgetting that cloaks this cosmic memory. This amnesia is not a flaw, it is a spiritual feature. It allows the soul to engage with life authentically, to rediscover truth not through inherited knowledge, but through personal experience. In this way, forgetting becomes the seed of wisdom. The forgetting begins at the first breath. The infant soul, surrounded by density, absorbs the beliefs of society, family, and culture. These imprints shape the personality, mask the higher self, and anchor the being in the third-dimensional construct. This is where the ego forms, not as an enemy, but as a tool to survive in a world that does not recognize the soul. It is through contrast, confusion, and challenge that the deeper truth is eventually remembered. Many wonder why they feel a sense of emptiness, even when life appears full. This subtle ache is the echo of forgotten divinity. It is the whisper of the soul, calling the conscious mind to look beyond form and remember. Spiritual awakening is not about acquiring something new, it is about recovering what was hidden. As light codes activate and angelic frequencies rise, the veil begins to thin, and the soul's essence emerges through dreams, emotions, synchronicities, and deep inner knowing. This stage of amnesia is now ending for many. The transmission from the angelic realms is designed to disrupt the forgetting, to flood the collective field with vibrations that reawaken memory. You were never lost. You were only walking through the sacred fog of Earth's school, learning to navigate with the compass of the heart. Now you are being invited to remember, not just who you are, but why you came here at this very moment in time. The loop of reincarnation. Reincarnation is not merely a cycle. It is a sacred system of soul refinement. Every lifetime is a classroom, every incarnation a syllabus designed to teach the soul what cannot be grasped from the astral plane alone. But within this system lies a mystery. Why do so many souls keep returning without resolution? The answer lies in unfinished frequency, not unlearned lessons. It is energy, dense, unresolved, unprocessed, that calls the soul back into the earth experience again and again. Each time you leave the physical realm, you carry with you the vibrational residue of your most recent life. If that frequency holds trauma, attachment, or karmic imbalance, it creates a magnetism that pulls you back. The soul, seeking wholeness, re-enters the cycle not as punishment, but as a sacred act of healing. Reincarnation is less about judgment and more about energetic integrity, restoring the soul's frequency to its original harmonic state. However, in the current stage of Earth's evolution, this loop has become tighter. Without conscious awareness, many souls incarnate repetitively, caught in patterns of pain and programming. The angelic message serves as a wake-up call, a vibrational intervention, to help souls break free. This is not about bypassing life lessons, but completing them with presence and power. When the soul learns to transmute energy in real time, the karmic web begins to dissolve. The key to exiting the reincarnation loop is not external, it is within. It lies in conscious embodiment, radical self-responsibility, and heart-aligned action. The more you resolve in this life, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, the less there is to repeat. The loop breaks not through escape, but through elevation. When your frequency becomes incompatible with density, the cycle completes, and you are free to ascend, explore, or return by choice, not by pull. Awakening codes. Hidden within your very cells are dormant codes of divine intelligence, strands of potentiality that remain silent until the right vibration awakens them. These are not metaphorical. They are literal light-encoded sequences embedded within your DNA, waiting for the perfect resonance to be activated. The 350,000 angels now surrounding Earth are transmitting high-frequency waves designed specifically to awaken these spiritual instructions buried deep within your biology. These codes are older than time, imprinted into your soul through countless star systems and lifetimes. While scientists see DNA as a static blueprint, the awakened soul understands it as a quantum antenna, tuned to receive multidimensional frequencies. Angelic codes, transmitted through numbers, sacred tones, or emotional surges, interact with these strands, flipping on spiritual abilities like switches. This is why so many people are suddenly feeling surges of intuition, energy, or purpose they can't explain. The activation process isn't always comfortable. As these codes awaken, the body may experience fatigue, emotional waves, or strange energetic symptoms. This is the physical form recalibrating itself to hold more light, more information, and more soul power. The nervous system, the brain, and even the heart begin operating on expanded frequencies, allowing for increased perception, healing, and manifestation ability. Why reality mirrors the soul. Every experience you face is not a random event. It is a vibrational echo returning to you. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your frequency. This is the secret behind why certain patterns repeat. Your external life is the holographic projection of your internal state. The 350,000 angels remind us that reality is not created linearly. It is reflected multidimensionally through what you emit emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. This law explains why, even after changing behaviors or environments, some people still encounter the same challenges. It's not about the outside. It's about the inner tone. Until the soul's unresolved vibrations are harmonized, the universe must continue reflecting those distortions for correction. Not as punishment, but as a loving feedback system urging the soul toward coherence. This is how energy teaches. It brings what is unseen into the visible. When your soul radiates peace, forgiveness, and divine remembrance, your world begins to mirror those qualities. Relationships soften. Opportunities align. The path seems to unfold with less resistance. That's not magic, that's frequency alignment. Awakening is not about chasing new experiences, but about shifting your vibration so profoundly that new experiences must chase you. To work with this law consciously, one must become a vibrational observer. Notice your emotions, your self-talk, and your unconscious reactions. Each is a frequency emitted into the field. The angels teach us that mastery begins with awareness. Change your inner tone, and the universe will change its echo. It cannot do otherwise. It was built to respond to the soul's song. The illusion matrix. From the moment you arrive on Earth, you enter a field of collective programming, a matrix of beliefs, limitations, and narratives designed to shape your perception. This system isn't inherently evil. It's simply outdated. It served to stabilize reality in a lower frequency, but now it has become a prison for the expanding soul. The angels refer to it as the illusion grid, a field of thought forms that obscures truth and numbs divine memory. Education systems, media, and even some spiritual teachings reinforce limitation, fear, and separation. These are the primary codes of the matrix. You are not enough. You must prove your worth. You are separate from source. The longer these codes are unconsciously absorbed, the more deeply the soul forgets its infinite nature. This is not accidental. It is a cycle that benefits structures built on control. Breaking free from this grid requires inner rebellion, not against the world, but against false beliefs within the self. Every moment you choose to trust your intuition, follow your joy, or question a limiting thought, you are hacking the matrix from within. This is not about escaping Earth. It's about liberating consciousness so Earth itself can transform. The truth about soul agreements and lessons. Before you incarnated, your soul gathered with guides, angels, and higher councils to co-create a blueprint for this life. Every challenge, every major relationship, every breakthrough was discussed and chosen, not for suffering, but for soul expansion. These are divine contracts, sacred agreements designed to help you evolve into the fullest expression of your divine nature. These contracts are not punishments, they are soul strategies. A difficult parent may have been chosen to teach you boundaries. A betrayal may have been agreed upon to awaken your self-worth. From the soul's perspective, there are no victims or villains, only mirrors, mentors, and soul catalysts. Understanding this brings peace to the seemingly painful chapters of your life. Not all contracts are lifelong. Some are seasonal, designed to deliver a frequency, a lesson, or a realignment, then dissolve. Problems arise when the ego clings to expired contracts out of fear or attachment. This creates stagnation. The angels teach that spiritual maturity means knowing when a soul lesson has been completed and releasing it with love. As the solar frequencies rise, many contracts are being reviewed, rewritten, or released. If people, patterns, or desires are falling away, it may be because the contract is complete. Trust the unfolding. Every soul agreement was written with your awakening in mind. And now, as your vibration rises, your contracts are evolving with you, guiding you not toward more lessons, but toward deeper embodiment of your divine essence. Light geometry and frequency transmissions. Angels do not work with wings and halos as depicted in stories. They operate through light geometry, sound frequency, and crystalline codes. Their interventions are not loud or dramatic. They are precise, vibrational, and often imperceptible to the untrained mind. Their tools are what some would call spiritual technology, programmed energies that interact directly with your DNA, aura, and electromagnetic field. One of their most potent tools is sacred geometry, such as Metatron's cube or the flower of life. These are not just symbols, they are energy signatures that reorganize chaotic patterns in the mind and body. When meditated upon or received in dreams, these patterns begin realigning your internal structure, creating harmony between your soul, spirit, and cellular memory. Another method is frequency transmission. Through dreams, angelic music, or spontaneous heart surges, they deliver encoded vibrations that bypass the ego and awaken the soul. These transmissions may come as light pulses, color fields, or sensations of expansion. Each one is a calibration tool, fine-tuned to the unique energy field of the receiver. The angels remind us, we are not alone and we are not unsupported. Their technologies are subtle but powerful, tailored to meet the soul where it is and elevate it to where it was destined to go. As more people awaken to their spiritual bodies, these technologies will become not just mystical, but tangible, opening pathways to healing, clarity, and divine co-creation that once seemed unreachable. The multidimensional soul. You are not a single soul confined to one body and one timeline. You are a multidimensional being, existing across layers of consciousness simultaneously. While your physical body operates here in the third dimension, other aspects of you continue living, learning, and evolving in higher planes. The 350,000 angels revealed that these multiple expressions form a complex network, what they call the fractal self, spread like starlight across dimensions. every dream that feels more real than reality, every intuition that arrives without logic, every sudden emotional wave. These are echoes from your other selves communicating across the veil. These layers may include a galactic self assisting a planetary council, an astral healer working in dream realms, or a light-based consciousness exploring the architecture of universal law. You are not isolated. You are one node of a vast soul system, deeply interconnected. Awakening involves more than just healing this life's wounds. It is the act of aligning all fragments of self into a coherent harmonic field. This coherence allows for full embodiment, where your third-dimensional body becomes a vessel for fifth-dimensional awareness and beyond. As you align with your higher self, you begin receiving data streams, downloads, and memories from your other soul aspects. This expands your purpose and empowers your present timeline. The angelic transmission is activating these multidimensional links. You may begin noticing overlap in timelines, parallel reality dreams, or inner guidance that seems to come from a wiser, non-human version of you. This isn't imagination. It is soul convergence. The more you embrace this truth, the more you'll understand. You are not just becoming awakened. You are reuniting with all that you are across time and space. Why love, gratitude, and presence free you? The path out of the reincarnation loop is not lined with rituals or complex philosophies. It is paved with frequency. The angels revealed that the three most potent anchors to exit density are love, gratitude, and presence. These states of being do more than feel good. They recalibrate your energy field, stabilize your nervous system, and attune your consciousness to timelines of liberation. Love, when genuine and unconditional, is not an emotion. It's a frequency that dissolves distortion. When you choose love, even in pain, you collapse the charge of karmic patterns and open a portal to higher perception. Love is the frequency of Source itself, and every time you embody it, you step out of illusion and into truth. Gratitude is the magnetic force of alignment. It signals to the universe that you recognize the sacredness in all things, even in struggle. This recognition changes your trajectory, allowing your soul to receive more of what aligns with divine order. Gratitude amplifies what is working, shifts what is not, and turns ordinary moments into portals of healing. Presence is the doorway to timelessness. When you are fully present, you step out of the karmic loops of the past and the projections of the future. In this still point, the soul has direct access to higher intelligence. The angels call this the zero-point portal, the moment where transformation happens instantly. These three states, love, gratitude, and presence, are not only paths to awakening. They are the frequencies that dissolve the reincarnation grid altogether. The soul trap myth. Much has been said in spiritual circles about the concept of a soul trap, a mechanism by which souls are forced back into Earth's cycle of suffering. While there is partial truth to the concept, the angels wish to bring clarity and calm. You are not trapped. You are asleep to your own power. The true prison is not cosmic. It is mental, emotional, and vibrational. Fear-based teachings often focus on external controllers or advanced technologies keeping souls bound. But the real mechanism is internal. Unresolved energy, limiting beliefs, and disconnection from the soul's authority. When you identify with fear, you match the frequency of confinement. But when you reclaim sovereignty, even the illusion of entrapment dissolves. The matrix of reincarnation persists not through force, but through energetic resonance. Souls return because their vibration matches unfinished frequencies on Earth, not because they are being tricked. The moment a soul fully embodies remembrance, forgives, and rises in frequency, it becomes invisible to the grids that once held it. The angels affirm, No being of light is ever abandoned or imprisoned without choice. Your liberation has always been encoded within your heart. The soul trap is not a cage, it is a pattern. And every time you choose presence over projection, love over fear, sovereignty over submission, you are breaking the pattern from within. The angelic mandate. The angelic realms have always been near, observing and supporting from behind the veil. But now their presence has intensified. The message from 350,000 angels is clear. They are here, not to interfere, but to empower. Earth's current transition marks a rare alignment across galactic and spiritual timelines, and never before has such a vast network of angelic intelligences mobilized so purposefully for one world's evolution. The angels operate through resonance, not force. They are drawn not by desperation, but by vibrational readiness. As more souls awaken, they create openings, light portals through which higher dimensional beings can transmit wisdom, healing, and codes of remembrance. These guides are not saviors. They are mirrors of your own divinity, reminding you that everything they offer is already seated within you. Their guidance comes in many forms. Sometimes it is a whisper during meditation. Other times it is a vivid dream, a repeating number, or a moment of profound stillness that brings sudden clarity. The challenge is not receiving angelic help, it is recognizing it. The angels speak in the language of energy, and it is only through stillness, trust, and heart-centered awareness that their messages become clear. The reason they are so present now is because we are approaching the collective decision point, a phase where timelines split based on vibration. Those who are willing to rise in consciousness, release the old, and embody divine truth will move into higher expressions of reality. The angels are not pushing, they are offering their hand, not to lift you, but to remind you that you already have wings. How to transcend without abandoning Earth. As more souls awaken, a temptation arises to escape the pain of the world by retreating into higher realms of thought, meditation, or spiritual fantasy. But true ascension is not about leaving Earth. It is about becoming so anchored in divine truth that you can transform Earth from the inside out. The angels warn that escapism disguised as spirituality only delays growth. Real mastery is choosing to embody light in the middle of shadow. Spiritual bypassing happens when people try to skip the inner work by hiding in love and light platitudes. They avoid grief, anger, and unresolved wounds, thinking it's more enlightened to stay detached. But avoidance only creates fragmentation. The angels teach that what you do not face, you cannot transmute. Ascension requires full presence, not just with your higher self, but with your human self. Earth is not a mistake. It is a chosen crucible for divine embodiment. Ascending does not mean leaving it. It means raising your frequency until Earth reflects your inner light. This is why grounding is so vital. Without anchoring your energy into the present moment, spiritual insight becomes a form of dissociation. But when you align your heart, mind, and actions, you begin to serve as a living bridge between heaven and earth. The exit door from reincarnation is within you. At the end of all seeking, all wandering, and all suffering, one truth stands clear. The way out has always been in. The angels deliver a final, piercing revelation. Reincarnation is not broken. It's complete. The door is open. But to walk through it, the soul must realize that freedom does not come from escape or reward. It comes from full remembrance, full embodiment, and full choice. You reincarnate not because you must, but because you resonate. The frequency you hold determines the density you return to. The loop breaks when the vibration changes. And the vibration changes when love becomes your default state, not as a feeling, but as a way of being. The exit door is not in the sky. It is the stillness in your heart, the knowing in your breath, the clarity in your now. The final key is sovereignty. When you stop giving your power to systems, doctrines, fears, or even spiritual authorities, you remember, I am Source expressing itself through form. In that moment, the wheel of karma loses its grip, and you step beyond the game board entirely. Not with ego, but with grace. Not with fear, but with faith. The angels stand in silent celebration, not because you escaped Earth, but because you finally remembered why you came. Reincarnation is not a trap. It is a choice. And now, awakened and aligned, you are free to stay, serve, or soar. The door is open, the soul is ready, and the next chapter is yours to create.